Underdog Daily with the Badge Bros, Jon and Nez, and a little peek behind the curtain here. Nez and I'm laying out the groundwork for today, and Nez like, "There's no way we're keeping this under 1:30." I was like, "I got a heart out, bro," and he's like, "No, it's gonna be 2 hours at least." But we're gonna have some fun, man. It is a Friday, adjacent to a long weekend for my people south of the border there, aka you and the majority of our audience there, Nez. So yeah, gonna have a big Memorial Day weekend for me is a Sunday full of races, which I really like.
Yeah, I didn't know it was Memorial Day weekend until today. I saw a
Yeah,
tweet. Somebody said that it was Memorial Day weekend. Didn't know. That's cool. So shout out to everybody who gets Monday off.
dude, that's the dad bubble, man. The
Yeah,
dad bubble right there. Just you're so
100%.
absorbed with the next 24 hours that yeah. Yes, Lou Dog chiming in, dude. It's an A Jokic night. There you go. It means Asia's on the slate. Yeah, let's have some fun, dude. Let's do some pick'em stuff right off the hop here. Let's do WNBA draft. Let's do, obviously we have no drafts for NBA and NHL this evening. Man, these series, first night of the puck and first night of the basketball have been bloodbaths in both iterations of these
Hmm.
contests. And then now tonight has kind of been like the more balanced of the affairs. They're obviously a huge game for the Knicks, second one at home after dumping the previous one there. You got to come away with a split here, you would think. But yeah, dude, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I think the Knicks take this one. Thought they would take the first game too, but
They should have.
I, I would be shocked if the Knicks don't win this, man. If the Knicks lose this one, then hard not to think it's Giga Jover for this series. And it would just be just so annoying because Halliburton deserves to. They deserve an L, a big L. I mean, he couldn't wait to pull out the Reggie Choke Selly last game, and
He
to
premature
to, to
choked it.
yes, that's what I mean. He deserves, like, there was no justice for that, no justice at all for that. So let's hand the Pacers a big fat L, and let's go Knicks.
Yeah, man. My dance teams, I did take a peek last night. They're very hinging upon Knicks, so I'm in the same camp as you. Getting some Knicks to the finals and getting a long series would be very, very good for the dance bags there. Nez, we could start with the winners and that sort of thing, and then jump into WNBA, baseball, BBM to close it out kind of deal here. But I do want to do one thing first because the unabated projections for hoops did just come out, and I want to cook a little something up for the people. I love having these community-wide pick'em base sweats. Evergreen reminder to click your little prize box there to see if you have something like I do today in that 40% boost. I saw other people had that one floating around there. But yeah, nothing crazy popping on the unabated machine right now, even after their projections. But when you just told me, we need Hallie to go in the wrong direction, we need a little Hallie choke this evening, it did get me excited that the number one play right now with their projections juxtaposed to Edge is a lower on the Hallie dimes this evening. So I'm thinking we use that as a building block right now.
Wow. I mean, it was written. Let's go. Throw it in there.
It was written. So the number one there, obviously, a lot of volatility in single games, especially when the projections are going to be so efficient with only one game a night kind of deal. It's hard to find like slight edges and that sort of thing. But the Brunson turnovers one seems to be, obviously volatility in Brunson turnovers, but he has just had the ball so effing much on the high side screen and roll. He lapped the field on his turnovers by like, I think he had 7 last game. And that was even like pre overtime, pre the minutes he sat and stuff like that. Turnovers tend to be extremely volatile stats. But when there are so many possessions in a tempo game like this, I'm willing to play that hit again there. Some other stuff on the unabated side, Nez, was a lower on my boy TJ McConnell. a higher on Obi Toppin points and rebounds, a lower on the Nemhard PRA, or lower on Nemhard points. Any of that stuff you're interested in there?
Um, Nemhard PRA. Let me just see what that number looks like.
20 and a half.
20 and a half. I'm gonna pass on the lower there.
Okay. So not the Nemhard one. What about TJ McConnell lower on points?
7.5 points.
He had a really good first run and then a bad second run. Some murmurings that Benny Math can eat into those minutes a little bit.
Would you be willing to do it? Because I kind of like that.
If the good people at Unabated are telling us it's a good play, I can go against my priors. I do enjoy money more than my commitment to the TJ McConnell bit here.
Yeah, I kind of like the lower on his points. I mean, just what a crazy good run out for him. At least the first half, like you were saying. So I kind of like taking the other side of the TJ McConnell insanity game.
Cool. So we could do these three. That's about a 6x and add something to it, or we could also add the Obi Toppin one that they're showing, which somewhat positively correlates with this concept, where Obi Toppin gets the higher on the points and assists. Yeah, it's kind of like
it's points and assists, not points and rebounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm game for that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, some of the obviously big talking points were like, how many minutes he got at the expense of Turner, especially with like that Shepherd run at the back end there. I'm not anticipating that again, but Obi Toppin ain't no stopping off the bench tonight with that little 40%er right there. That dude, that 50 gets us to like 750. That's not bad.
He gets two. People don't, people forget. They don't forget he's a Knick, but like he gets that garden bump from being, once a Knick, always a Knick. He's essentially playing a home game, and we all know role players play better at home. So,
well, fucking A, man, we're cooking already today. We are cooking already.
It's just something. These are the edges you got to find in the games, people. You got to find the edge and hammer the edge until it's gone, and until they put Obi Toppin at 20 and a half points and assists. We're playing it.
Dude, it is pretty cool. The once a Knick, always a Knick thing, because I'm trying to think of franchises that have like guys or players that always come back, and like other players who split their careers elsewhere and stuff. Like J.R. Smith, like won a championship with the Cavs. Melo had all that time in Denver. Stoudemire had those good runs alongside Steve Nash in Phoenix. And yet all three of them sitting together courtside cheering on the Knicks, right?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like you don't see, the only time you ever see that is with like guys that have won championships, like in like Boston, you see it with KG and Paul Pierce. That's like, I can't think of any other examples. Like you don't even really see that. Yeah, you don't really see that anywhere with any other teams, really.
Not really, man. Unless like a guy played his entire career with an organization, then you see like those kind of guys, like you see Dwayne Wade, like you'll see him occasionally like courtside, like say what up to Pat Riley and like that sort of stuff. But he's a career, Miami guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Knicks. I need the Knicks to make a finals run, man.
It would be so good for basketball.
I even have Pacers dance bags, but it's with Minnesota, so I'm basically just like whatever. I would
have been decently contrarian. That would have been really nice.
I know, but I'm man. The Thunder are look like they're overmatching Minnesota so much. Like
the scariest part about the Thunder, dude, is I don't even think they've thrown their best at Minnesota yet.
Yeah,
like they've cooked them in the third quarter, 2 straight games. But like, I still don't think they've thrown their best iteration of their defensive lineup at them yet. We did see a little bit more.
Game 1 was nuts. Game 1, they shot like 50%. Game 1 was pretty crazy. But game 2, I agree. I don't think game 2 was necessarily their best work.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually true, Blake, saying LA and New York are the most common like spots. I mean, big ass cities, popular like celebrities courtside, like that sort of stuff. There's big attraction for those guys. Our guy Evans trying to make right out here because he was the guy who led us astray on the Vlad one the other day. So Evans trying to make right by the community with some generational wealth slide pieces. I'm going to appease him. I'm going to give him his opportunity to do right by the community here
All right.
after he steered us away from Vlad or from Varsho into Vlad. He has to make right by the entire community here, Nez. We can go as high as 9.5 here for Paul Skeens. We could also go, even higher than that if we want to go crazy with it. And then he's telling us to go Brunson legacy game out here as well and jack up the points here to like that 35.
That looks good. That looks good.
Right there. 9.5, 34.5 gets you 31x. My hard-earned money for 1,500 right now. Half of BBM right here for 2 BBM entries. Evan's trying to make right by the people. In Evan, I trust, dude.
Evan legacy night. I love it.
Oh, the cheese ball dropping on by, sending some hugs and kisses, wishing everybody good luck tonight. Heading to San Diego. Love it, dude.
XO cheese.
Love it, man. Cheese. Have a good trip there. I did see another one in the chat there. Duke's dropping in from the mountains, out walking the dogs, ripping some drafts in the mountains. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh. Nez, we cooked. We cooked in the puck segment there. We got the nuts going into tonight.
Do we?
Oh yeah. T-Cage is all over it too.
What does that take home? What's first place?
I don't know. 1,000 or 1,500. I don't remember how big the slate was. Cooking. All right, Nez, I think that was pretty good. I'm going to double back on the WNBA stuff real quickly just to see. No, not yet. 15 minutes until the unabated projections are going to get up there. People have been having some really good success with the unabated WNBA projections. Saw some really nice graphs of people beating, prop stuff and beating the games out there. So yeah, just a reminder that there's a link in the bio there, 20% off if you click that link if you want to play WNBA. And it looks like these slates are going to be nice and big because if we jump on over to last night in the WNBA streets, I was testing the waters there, Nez. I got 37 of them in when I was walking the dog. Thrill K1 out here, taking it down 4K to first. That is no joke in the hoop streets there. So beautifully constructed lineup. The Natasha that we joked about combination is what brought it home.
Ooh, man, that would have been nice. I didn't get on that correlation, the Natasha correlation, but I'm running it back today. I didn't get my unabated projections in there yet, but I did. Just because this is the show. I use the Pick'em fantasy points to help create ranks.
And, perfect. Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's a great initial process when there's no projections out and we don't really understand the player pool yet.
Yep. I'll just copy the whole web page, paste it into Claude, and ask him to sort it, and then do it manually, and we'll see how it goes.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, good process. We'll see how that one ends up. We'll circle back on that. We could circle back on it later tonight with Nez, because if you are a member, Nez is going to do a no strip Nez this evening. We promised you guys some 7th inning content there. Nez is going to make good on that promise later this evening. Other winners from last night, our guy, man, it's getting crazy out here. Our guy, Car Park out here, taking it down. He gets the swaps in there. He goes optimal swapping off of the rain game there. Tanner Bybee, you needed the pitching from that game that we were talking about there. We liked Seattle a bit more than we liked Houston, and then Houston, was the side that you needed, but it was a game that we were looking at for bats there. So, love this one here. Christian Yelich with the 2 dongs. Jose Altuve coming to life with 2 dongs as well. And Matt Olson was a double donger as well, was it not? Oh, no, single donger, but he's hot. 4 dongs in his last 5, something like that. So shout out to the Troll Code GOAT right here in Car Park.
Yeah, it just feels like, every day we're out here saying, well done, Car Park. Just an unbelievable year for that guy.
Yeah, unbelievable. There he is in the chat there, GM. Oh, no, here we go. Car Park, it's not necessary. He's already too generous to us. He's literally putting clothes on my back out here, Nez. I got clothes on my back thanks to this guy, and he's sending in $25 there. Any success is owed to the Badge Bros. And Nez, I saw that grin when the swaps were mentioned.
Hey, some guys just want it more.
Yeah, Travis talking about tonight's slate, a spot that we were going to get to. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Underdog. I was in there early. He was in there early. Carpart was in there early. And I saw people, getting these crazy stacks. I was one of them as well. I had some Otani, Judge, Belly, Goldschmidt, and Acuna and like stuff teams, or like crazy stuff that shouldn't have been obtainable. There was a glitch in the back end projection feed. So all of the Coors players were listed as 0. It would have ruined the slate. I know the true sickos that hang out in this community were in there. They were grinding. They had, 10, 15 drafts ripped away from them. I was one of them as well. Davis was in there as well, had 10 drafts ripped away from him. It was for the good and integrity of the contest that those lineups disappeared.
Absolutely. Yeah. They had to go. They had to go. And this is like, it just had to, I mean, this is what used to be OG hoops on Underdog, would just be who gets in the lobbies first before people realize Giannis has a 0 projection. Like that just literally used to be the name of the game. Like so broken. And thank God that we have actual, serious games where that is understood as a flaw and broken, and it was fixed, and we get the same prize pool too. So they didn't even take anything away from it, which is nice.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again, Car Park, for donating. As Blake
didn't have to do that.
As Blake alludes to here, a case of Powerade for Mello. Mello stays fed for
That's like one bottle of Powerade in Canadian dollars.
I love it.
Classic joke.
All right, Nez, let's just hop right in here. We're going to do an abbreviated version of baseball because it is 12 games. We can't go game by game, and we'll be here all day kind of thing. But we'll talk about some of the plays we like, some of the stacks we like. But first things first, everybody's favorite segment of the show is the WNBA Draft, where we hope to roll 101 here with a little Asia Wilson at 101. Come on one time. Oh, back of the board.
Damn. This is what happens when we were rolling way too many 101s on the show for a while. So this is good.
The Canadian slander is evergreen. Yeah. All right, T-Box is in here. The Gale's in here. Holy, I saw BM Glass in a lot of my drafts yesterday, mixing it up. So probably a WNBA ball knower as well. All right, dude. Who are some of the games we like, targets we like? I can pull up, game totals and that sort of thing here while we have a half second. Boom. There's the 4 games that are on this slate. Lynx are huge favorites at home. So are the Aces. We're dealing with a 159, a 157 in a bit, a 165 in a bit, and a 160. So that Aces and Mystics game stands out a little bit, but Aces are huge favorites in that one. I'm getting the lay of the land here, Nez, that Minnesota's good, Vegas is good, LA is good, and
Liberty as well, but they're off the slate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are kind of like the big dogs, and then Golden State's an expansion, Connecticut's an expansion as well, right?
I am not familiar of Connecticut, whether or not they're an expansion.
Yeah.
I got my ranks pulled up so I can give you a hand here.
Okay, perfect. That's what we're going to need today. Yeah, because man, it's crazy. The projections from unabated juxtaposed to the projections yesterday were so starkly different.
Yeah.
All right, who do we like?
What pick is this? 6, 7.
Yeah.
Sykes. I know I have a pretty strong rank on.
Okay. That Washington game, they're 15-point dogs. We don't care. She's just
Oof.
nice with it.
Oof. Yeah, Sykes projects well.
Okay.
And then after this, after Sykes, Ogwumike, Naneka.
Ogwumike.
Yeah.
Ogwumike. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Wow, 52 fantasy points last time out against Dallas there. All right.
Yeah, she this is probably gonna be a really we're gonna be duping each other most likely. I'm gonna have a ton of this at the 1-2 turn today.
Okay, that's the spot there. Yesterday it felt
good.
No, yesterday it felt similar at this spot that everyone was pulling up Angel Reese and she was kind of like buried. Man, that sequence from Angel Reese was hysterical.
That was a tough watch, man.
5 of her own boards or some shit.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah.
I do sort of feel for her, but she doesn't do herself any favors. But like, man, I think the picking on her is like way worse than like what she like truly deserves based on how she acts. But yikes, that was a bad sequence.
Yeah, that was I think a lot of it is the build up from like national championship run and like that sort of stuff, and like they had this like antic associated with her and these preconceived notions. Like guys like me who don't follow the league like had these preconceived notions about her going into the league, and now it's like she gets so memed, right?
Yeah,
like
to a very insane extent.
Yeah, I saw something where like she could make, I think it was like 80 straight buckets or something like that. She could make 80 straight buckets and her career field goal would still be under 50% now or something like this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh. That's too bad.
Okay, let me check. Jumping over here. Nez, you got anything else queued up that you like?
Okay, so you're at 18-19.
Yeah.
Kiki and Ezzy both look good. Marina Mabry. These are pretty much ADP around this range.
Okay. Who's your favorite?
Not Joel Lloyd though. Kiki and Mabry.
Kiki and Mabry. Let's do it. Okay, cool. Jewel Lloyd was who you needed last time out there in the 5th round, but we're pivoting off that. We're not being results oriented in our process.
No, you noticed that she was available, at that pick. Most of the people that are, using projections are going to be fading Joel Lloyd.
Okay. Yeah, Dogman Chill sharing some ball notes. She is just insanely overrated. I mean, that checks it.
I mean, at this point, it's like overrated. I think she's properly rated right now. I haven't seen a single person say that she's good at basketball.
Right.
I haven't seen a single person say that she's good at basketball.
Yeah.
So who is she overrated by right now? So I mean, I think she's getting the proper amount of pushback.
People know her like so much more than like any other female college basketball players outside of Caitlin Clark. Like the last like 2-year window or whatever. Like she had like the TV show on Amazon. She had like those good NIL deals, like that sort of stuff.
Yeah, she had a McDonald's deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a lot of notoriety for sure.
I think people just like to attack that kind of crown regardless of sport, right?
What you said? What about that crown?
Like people just like to attack that archetype. Like if you're gonna be, media first, if you're gonna be
Yeah.
face of TV ads and stuff. It doesn't matter what sport you play. If you back it up by playing poorly, you're going to get dunked on, right?
Yeah, it really is just like discourse feeding on top of one another. Like, the haters love to talk, and then the defenders love to like, overdo it, and then the haters love to overdo it. Thus, the defenders are like, "You overdo." It's just like it's just a disgusting little back and forth ecosystem that I just love not being a part of, and
Yeah,
and
it's
I
kind
don't
of
even see it. I just know that it's out there.
yeah.
Um, I can imagine it's the worst.
It's kind of like the toxicity of like gambling Twitter that we're not affiliated with. Like,
Oh my god, dude! And
yeah.
thank God.
All right, Nez, here we go.
Yes. Okay.
Our scrolls.
Ooh. Let's see here. Dolson's there, right?
Yeah, Dolson. You like Dolson? She's at ADP here. Stephanie Dolson.
Yeah, and then
That's a third Washington player, though.
it's okay.
Okay. All right.
They're gonna give him a good effort. And
The
then
old nothing like banking on 3 players on the team that are 16-point dogs.
They're missing Shakira Austin. So they're just like the rotation is going to be super condensed. Like I'm about to tell you to take a fourth, but
okay.
Emily Engstler.
Like? Who?
Emily Engstler. She's like she's our generation's how do I describe this? She's like our generation's Joe Val. Fantasy point or Nurkic. Like fantasy point per minute dog.
Okay. And she's buried in the ranks right there. There's our scroll the F down. 4 Washington pieces. This feels eerily similar to a situation where the Wizards would be without Jordan Poole and without someone else, and we were just like, yeah, we're loading up. Like there's no Marcus Smart tonight. There's no Jordan Poole, and there's no Middleton, and we're just going Bilal Coulibaly, Alex Sarr. Like we're just loading up.
Yep. Yeah. This is what we're doing. They got to see the floor.
All right. There it is. There's the bullet tonight. I promise it's only going to be one bullet tonight. I'm not going ham again this evening. I got to do some IRL stuff. Clipper Nation rolling through. He says, dude, Joe Val is the perfect comp. Car Park saying Emily's a point per minute animal. Love this.
Yes.
Beautiful. Dude, everything's coming up re-spooked this week.
What?
My high school just won the state championship in baseball today. Congratulations there. He got promoted earlier this week. Holy smokes.
That's a great accomplishment. I wish I could have won a state championship in high school. That would easily have been like my peak in life for sure. Trump's having a child, Trump's being married, winning a state championship would just be the pinnacle.
We won a provincial championship for baseball when I was grade 10. So I was the youngest guy.
Best in the province.
Yeah, best in the province. And then we went to like the national tournament, and I didn't really play. I was really young. I was like way younger than the seniors. I played a decent amount for the year, and then I played a decent amount in like the finals and stuff like that. And then we went to nationals, and you could add like 5 other dudes, and we added like all 5 dudes that got like drafted and stuff like that, like Brett Lowry and shit. Like, and then it was like, all right, Warner, you're going to be keeping score of this game.
Hey man, it happens to the best of us.
Oh man. All right, dude. Let's hop on over to some baseball stuff. Oh, we got some nice throwback memories in the chat we got to hit on here before. Atlanta Braves, he won his junior year and then got second in his senior year.
Wow, that's a dynamo.
Dude, Atlanta Braves could pick it. Sanjay Rich went to high school with Julius Randle, who sat on the bench for the whole 4th quarter last night. His senior year, they won 3 more state titles. Wow. Holy smokes. That's crazy. No, that's your hockey. Oh man, this is good. Car park. Here we go. John will appreciate this. I coached my son's ball growing up. We lost in the provincial final 4 consecutive years, 5 out of 7. Holy smokes! I wonder if there's overlap in. I don't know how old Car Park is, but I wonder if there's overlap in if I ever would have played against his kid. He's probably too young for me to have ever played against his kid.
I would bet.
Yeah. All right, Nez, let's talk a little baseball. 12 game, 40K, 6,500 entries today. Very fun, big main slate, and then a diamond after dark. Cool that they did this and like kind of did away with the side contest for today, just to see like hashtag how big can we make it. Really fun experiment there. Yeah, I like the experimentation. Obvious stuff here. Yankees at Coors. There's some standout hitting conditions in the small ballparks, the 2 minor league fields, both on the slate. But evergreen reminder, even when you have like the super nutted spot at Coors, other stacks and other stuff can get home. Like the Phillies went ham at Coors, and you only needed a 2 stack from that game, and it was Harper and JT Realmuto. Then there was another game where the Blue Jays scored 14 runs, and you didn't even need a piece of it. You needed the home runs from the Angels. There was another stack earlier in the week there where like people were building Phillies onslaughts, getting the GMs in the first game of that series, and then you didn't even need a single Philly, or it was one-off Trey Turner, maybe something like that. So yeah, just an evergreen reminder that this is baseball. Shit happens, and on a 12-game slate, you're not going to need the nuts unless it comes from all ADP drafted guys. So there's a lot of adventures to choose from.
Yeah, it is hard to kind of conceptualize it in the moment when you're drafting and you see all these guys, at the top of the queue. If you have ADP in there, it is hard to kind of get away from that. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But John, on Redacted, have you seen the Aaron Judge salary?
No, I have not, but let me guess.
Okay.
At Coors, 6,800.
7K.
Oh my God, that's nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah, I thought that was the most egregious thing I've ever heard as well. I was gonna let Car Park defend himself, but
sometimes I lose track of how fucking old I actually am. Oh man. Oh man, Austin, pour one out. Memory lane, not as fruitful for our guy Austin. Lost in the state hockey finals as a goalie and lost in the semis in baseball as the starting pitcher. Well, at least we know you could spin it and you could save it, dude. That's a pretty sick combo, but that's an unfortunate high school memories there. Nez, in terms of weather and any concerns like that, Baltimore and Boston got rained out the other day, so they're playing a 2-game set here. The second of the 2 games is the game in which is on our slate, and that one looks a little dicey. Like Roth has it the yellow orange, but should be good. And then Arizona at St. Louis looks a little maybe brief delay kind of thing, but outside of that, everything looks like clean. Like it's gonna play today. Maybe Pittsburgh and maybe actually that one's not even on our slate. Maybe Dodgers and Mets could be a little light sprinkle, but it looks like we're gonna stick with 12 games on this slate.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about that Boston Baltimore game from a rainout standpoint. Maybe maybe it just plays to a lower total because it's ugly. I don't know, but I'm not really too worried about that, especially with, I think, Charlie Morton starting game 2. I think I'm just going to cross my fingers and draft some Red Sox.
Yeah, fair enough. Red Sox ADPs are quite high today. Rafael Devers, he hasn't been on the main slate in a minute, and he's got outfield eligibility because he's a DH now. Yes, so it makes the stacking of that team just a little different. So be mindful of that. The hashtag models for the Park Factor stuff at Ballpark Pal are showing huge home run boosts at Coors, Sutter Health, and Steinbrenner, like we alluded to there. The other spots that are kind of boosting are not on our slate, showing a little bit of a boost for the Fenway stuff, but not so much for home runs. And the parks that are playing down, Comerica, Target Field, Busch Stadium, where we brought up the park factors the other day there, and it's been the worst home run hitting environment in baseball thus far, which is a little unfortunate because I wanted to get some contrarian Arizona in my life. Probably still do it because they got some big enough power in that lineup to matter. And then Citi Field, man, where Dodgers are going, pretty heavily drafted, and Mets are, mix and match against Kershaw today, but that one doesn't look great for a hitting environment there. Anything else to add, Nez?
No, other than like, I am just like shocked that, the conventional wisdom tells you that the Phillies look awesome today in Sutter Health, and Cardi is just kind of like, yeah, they look okay, like they're not bad. They look all right, based on his like stack, the stack section there. I don't know, man. I think I think the Phillies are a pretty nice play, and ADP obviously agrees.
Yeah, I'm in lockstep with you. When I hopped in there last night with no ADPs and whatever, when I was just banging out drafts initially, I was going Harper, Schwarber, and then Yankees. Harper, Schwarber, Yankees. Like that was exactly where I started too, Nez. So I'm in the camp with you that I like it more than the Bad X likes it. But yeah, we can talk through that as it comes up because they're going to be one of the chalkier stacks on the slate. Yeah, let's do the pitching thing, man. Let's talk about pitching here. We got Zach Wheeler at that aforementioned park. Zach Wheeler has been lights out this year. I mean, the strikeout rate has been beautiful. He's been consistent as all hell. Yeah, thoughts on Wheeler tonight, and is he your SP1?
I think I like Sale more than Wheeler, but like, yeah, Wheeler is a great play regardless. I just don't think I'm going to have a lot of him at ADP.
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm not going to tell you that Wheeler isn't a good play.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with you, dude. I think I like Sale more too. San Diego's been scuffling in recent memory, though, Manny Machado and stuff like that. They got some good right-handed power in that lineup that, plays up against left-handed pitching. That being said, I'm in lockstep, dude. I really like Sale. His strikeout rate over the course of the season, 30.4%. That's pretty good. The Wheeler one's been 32.8% thus far. So Wheeler's been a little bit better and, hasn't had the blow up starts that Sale had early in the season. But I'm a little scared of the ballpark and the power that the Athletics possess, that it's just like you run into 3 pitches and all of a sudden they hang a crooked number on Wheeler.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Cool. Let's talk about the next stuff here because we got Pablo Lopez going against KC there, one of the better pitching environments. We have Tyler Mahle, who doesn't really strike anybody out, but he gets a cupcake matchup against the White Sox and has been pitching very deep into ball games and very well. Clark Schmidt, who had a good outing last time out and is kind of coming to life there for the Yankees, is at Colorado, but he gets that team that is abysmal in every category across the board. Worst in strikeout rate, worst in OPS, worst in WOBA. It's truly flabbergasting how bad the Rockies have been this year. Yeah. And then Kikuchi was a guy I was targeting last night who's slowly inched up because I do like the ability to strike guys out. But what do you think about this kind of like big next bracket?
Let me go back up here. Yeah, Pablo for me, like very comfortably SP3. I'm gonna have a lot of Pablo today. I do like Mahle as well against the White Sox. He's pitching pretty well. Good place to pitch. Park and team it's a good spot for him. I've been liking Pivetta. Kikuchi makes a lot of sense too. I've just been like so scared of Miami because like they just been like kind of like good. offensively. I know that I don't think they are, behind the curtain, but they have been good. And Kikuchi is sort of gas canny, but he also has like big upside. So I'll start mixing this with Kikuchi after the show. And the per projections, I was surprised that Sandy looks good via projections. Like
Sandy's been tough,
I'm
man.
not doing that.
Yeah, I was looking at some stuff earlier for him. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's the walk stuff, man. Sandy's calling card for like regression for years was if the velo dips, and the velo has not dipped. Like he has the highest velo of anybody on this slate, I believe. Average fastball velo. Where did I see it earlier? Now I'm derailing myself here, Nez.
What were you looking for?
Average fastball velo on the slate.
I don't know where to find that.
Yes, he has the highest average fastball velo on the slate at 97.6. So it's really interesting that the calling card was always, he was a ground ball merchant. His control, if the control ever left him, he'd be bad, and if the fastball ever ticked down, he'd be bad. Well, the fastball seems to still be there. It's the control that's been lacking a little bit because, he's not getting as much swing and miss as he once did, and he's walking more guys. So, yeah, it's a really tough rank for me today because I really want to be in on him.
Yeah, I would like that as well. I mean, I don't know, like it's just weird, man. I think we have a large enough sample at this point in the season he's only pitched 40 innings, but like, man, the lack of whiffs, the lack of deception, the hard hit rate, and the control being a problem. I think all those combined is like enough for me to need to see it.
Right.
And maybe the Angels are like a trendy pick just because they are leaving, Sacramento, and they, had a great series, but like we've liked the Angels for a while. And with like Ohapi and Ward and Neto, I still think that those three are a good pairing or a good stack today against Sandy. So like, I'm just going to, respectfully disagree with the projection, and do some, Angels today here and there.
Dude, like dead ass, Ward might be like the best hitter on planet Earth right now. It's crazy, dude. It's nuts. He grand slam again last night, was it? Or was that the night before?
I think he did.
Oh, dude.
He's so cool.
The Ward box scores are incredible right now. Mackenzie Gore was popping for people and models, but he's not on the main slate. Same with your boy. Paul Skeens?
Paul Skeens,
he's not on the main slate as well. And yet we still have some good pitching options just in general. Any love for like Jackson Jobe or Kershaw? Kershaw opened as SP4, so he was definitely more owned previously. So yeah, I don't know. Kershaw only threw 4 innings first time out and gave up 4 runs, I believe. 5 runs. 4 innings, 5 runs there. Did throw 83 pitches. I'm kind of a wait and see with Kershaw guy, but yeah, what do you think?
No thank you on Kershaw. No thank you on Jobe.
Okay.
Gallen I could consider, even though Gallen has like been really rough this season. But I could consider
24.5% strikeout rate though.
And he's in a good park too.
Yeah. Like if you're searching for strikeouts, like that's pretty close to Pablo Lopez. Like that's only like 2% off Pablo Lopez.
Yeah, no, the pitching is deep today, man. That's another part of the reason why I'm kind of off the Wheeler ADP.
Yeah, cool. Who's actually has the highest strikeout rate and K per 9 and has an awful ERA but has an amazing xFIP that's on the slate?
Who?
Slade Ciccone.
Really? Under the hood,
man.
He looks good because on the surface, it's not good.
He looks calm and ready.
He doesn't.
Drop bombs.
In fact, he doesn't.
Dude, I think I like him today. Like, I don't think you need to get there. I think it's probably too deep a scroll. He's got good pedigree. If I was playing on Redacted, I think I'd play a buttload of Slade. I think it might
Okay.
be a little too deep for our site.
I mean, yeah, if you're an XFIP enjoyer and an X, XXXXX enjoyer,
Whoa,
and
whoa,
stuff
whoa!
plus
Hey, easy,
enjoyer,
easy. Those
then yeah,
four
then
X's,
Slade is
not
your
three.
guy.
4X's, not 3.
And expected WOBA, I mean 5.4 ERA, bud. That's my retort. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I
He
mean,
was
last year with the D-backs, he did not have a good K rate.
no.
His stuff, we're talking about 5 innings of
Yeah, well, he was the prize. He
expected
was the
stats.
prize. He's the prize piece. He's the prize piece in the Naylor deal.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a little something there.
The fact that he has good stuff plus numbers on the cutter and the change, or the cutter and the curveball, I think that's a feather in the cap for him.
Yeah. Anyways, it's one start thus far this year, and it probably should have been better than it was, and he struck a bunch of dudes out. So I got excited. All right, let's move on to the stacks, man. There are 24 to get to. There's one evergreen thing that I haven't said this year on the show that I've been meaning to say on the show for a long, long time. That is something we haven't talked about, but it's something we used to talk about a lot in like going through lineup spot and attributing like how many plate appearances per lineup slot, that sort of thing. And that like a leadoff hitter is worth like 3.9, and then a guy at the bottom of the order is only worth like 3.1, especially then you layer on pinch hit risk. And like if he has like a 40% pitch hit risk, he's only worth like 2.8 plate appearances in a ball game. Yada yada. This goes on and on. The other one big thing is road teams. Road teams being guaranteed that extra 3 outs when you're stacking is a slight bump to the 12 teams that are on the road, especially if they're in good environments. So that's what makes Yankees look even better today. What makes Phillies look even better today is when you get these road teams, you're guaranteed those 3 extra outs opposed to when you're a home team. So it's just something I wanted to mention on the stream as I was, we're getting more serious about baseball.
Yeah, it's definitely not nothing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. And like, especially if like a stack blows the doors off early, let's use, I was going to use Toronto from the other night as an example, but that was bad because they were at home. Anyways, if a stack blows the doors off early and it's like 7-0 and it's like, oh, okay, we got to play this team at home for the next 3 games, that then they don't run out their best relievers at the tail end of that to then just get through the game. And you often see like 7-0 into the 7th and the road team still has 9 outs to work with. And they're seeing the lesser arms in the bullpen, a la the Angels, Colorado, who are 2 of the worst bullpens in all baseball right now. Just something to, add to your tool basket there.
Yeah. I think it's just good to know. Good to remember.
Nez, chalk stacks, as we mentioned before, Phillies, Yankees, Ohtani and Betts as one-offs, or sometimes people getting to Dodgers. Ronald Acuna returning today, presumably to that leadoff spot for Atlanta. So people are playing both sides of that one. Nick Pivetta, we didn't really talk about him, but his strikeout rate's really good. But he does have some bad BVP numbers against some of these Atlanta sticks. Ozuna's got him for 6 home runs in his life. So just throwing it out there. But yeah, those kind of seem to be the chalkiest of the bunch. Yeah, what are you liking outside of those?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams today, a lot of teams playing today. So I think I could make a case for quite a few different teams. Let's just get straight to the contrarian shit, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
I do think Cardinals against like a not great form Gallon is not a bad play.
Mm-hmm.
Just because there are just a lot of guys in this Cardinals lineup that I really like right now. Leadoff Nootbaar, Wilson Contreras. If Ivan Herrera is in the lineup, this dude is batting like 600. I'm not sure that he will be, but if he is, like that looks good. Along with throw in like you can stack this however you want. Like you can get to Brendan Donovan, do like a 4-1.
Yep.
I do really like a low owned Cardinals stack today at home. I just don't think it's going to be gotten to at all today. So thinking about ways to mix in this, I think is good. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously don't love the park in general. I think I prefer the Arizona side than I do the Cardinals side, but I really like it if you do lefties. Like if you get Gorman in the lineup and you do like Lars Nootbaar, Gorman, and Donovan, Alec Burleson fits that category as well. I think I like the lefties. Yeah, there's a chance that both catchers are in the lineup when they use the DH spot, and that could be fun. They definitely both have good power profiles. One plays first base, one plays catcher, kind of deal. Yeah, I think I prefer the lefties. I really like the Nootbaar shout just in general. Nootbaar feels like a strong click today.
Yeah, for sure. And I just don't think people are hip to Ivan Herrera. So
no. Unless you were playing the 3 home run game of last year or the 3 home run game of this year, you probably don't know who the fuck he is.
I mean, dude, he's batting. This isn't like that small of a sample. Obviously, he's not going to do this the whole year. He's batting 417 in 70 plate appearances.
Nice.
Pretty
Basically, Aaron Judge at the catcher position.
More or less. Whoa, I don't know what just happened. I had like a surge of I was looking at Fangraphs, had a shock hit my MacBook, and it just took me back to my like Slade Ciccone page. I don't even know what the hell that was, like 3 pages ago. Weird. I guess I need a new computer.
The signs, bro. The signs.
Slade Ciccone. Like I just can't get off him right now. All right. John was right.
Man. Aaron saying Newt is a mortal lock to draw 2 walks against Gallen in his current form. All right.
Yeah. Lars Soto over here.
Lars Soto. Man, did you see the graph this morning that was floating around?
No, there could be a million different graphs. Follow a lot of nerds.
I can't remember who posted it. Sorry for not attributing any whatever to credit. It was O swing juxtaposed to in zone. Yeah, I think it was in zone swing versus swinging in general. And they were saying that like Soto swinging more out of the zone and swinging and missing more than he ever has in his career. But it's actually, he's just not swinging at all. He's like in the very bottom, furthest right quadrant of like not swinging in the zone and not swinging out of the zone.
So he's just not swinging.
He's just not swinging. It's bizarre.
It's being ultra passive. I don't know, man. He's kind of always been kind of like that. It's just, there's something weird going on.
Yeah.
There. Like, there's too much smoke around, the relationship between him and the Mets for it to not be nothing, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
They got him for 15 fucking years.
I have a buddy who's on that staff. Maybe I should get in the DMs and see what's cooking behind the scenes there.
Yeah, I would hate for an anonymous source to give us a tip. I mean, it could be my buddy. It could be anybody's buddy that happens to know something. That would be kind of cool to break.
Would we be the guys who break it?
Why not us?
Why not us, man? We're coming for the Windhurst. We're coming for Shefty.
It's to get to another stack.
Yeah.
Low owned the Mets today.
Okay.
I can't take Kershaw serious in 2025.
Sure. Yeah, you think people are staying away right now? Yeah, he gave up some power last time out. He had what was it? 20% home run to fly ball in his first outing there, so that's not great. He also threw 35 balls out of his 83 pitches, so that's not OG Kershaw stuff. Giving up a lot of line drives and hard contact.
For the Mets too. There's just so many righties to get to on the Mets that look great.
Yeah, like Lindor's better from that side.
Vientos batting second. Lineup just came out.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, he was a lefty killer last year.
Soto for the Alonso RBI factor, not to stack. Just saying that Soto's hitting in front of Alonso.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to draft Soto, but
yeah, no, I like that shout. Yeah, so Cards, Mets. Who else? Who else is kind of popping for you?
um, let's see here. The Mariners Astros matchup.
Yeah.
Both sides there. I am interested in.
Yeah, Ryan Gusto and Emerson Hancock. Emerson Hancock has the worst home run to fly ball rate on the slate.
Yeah, which is always, kind of due for some regression, but he's still same old Emerson, man. Just not striking anybody out.
Yep.
The underlying stuff looks just as bad as it did in years past. And no one's really getting to the Astros because, they've been scuffling and they don't have a lot of lefties. But like they're at home, so we don't really care necessarily as much because they got the Crawford boxes to hit into.
Yeah, for sure.
So I really like the Astros today.
Nice. Good shout there. Yeah. I mean, I like Astros a little bit. I was surprised you didn't say Rangers. I know we're Sean Burke respecters, but maybe
I'm more of a Shane Smith respecter, I think, than Berkey. But
yeah.
No, I've just like been off it just because I saw it was so chalk and like it didn't initially jump out to me that like it made me kind of like standoffish about it. But yeah. What you like them today?
Yeah, I mean they're not my favorite of the contrarian ones, but I definitely want to have some Rangers. I think people are going to gravitate to Rays. Like why am I blanking on Eric Lauer? He's got good strikeout stuff, but he's left-handed. There's a lot of pinch hit risk at the top of that lineup. Like whoever doesn't start, whether it's Aranda or Lau or Lowe, like they're coming in the ball game at some point. So the only guys that are kind of like quote unquote safe are probably Junior Caminero and Yandy Diaz at the top of that lineup. They're probably going to be a little overrepresented, but yeah, I kind of like both sides of that game. Like the way you're looking at Seattle and Houston, I'm looking at Rays and Toronto as kind of like I want both sides of that one.
They look really underrepresented in ADP, so I was on that yesterday as well. It was a good call there. Just like Junior just continues to just like let me down.
Yeah.
But one of the most likely players to homer per multiplier today is your boy Morel. Like nice. A 1.7x in the pick'em lobby.
Full-fledged lefty killer.
Yeah. In that little ass park. It's time for things to get right here. I will say favorite Tampa Bay Ray, not that you need to get contrarian on the contrarian stack, Danny Jansen.
Yeah, a little revenge game narrative there. Danny Jansen homered off them the last time they played too.
Yeah, little lefty killer action.
Yeah. Our guy Ricky asking if the Atlanta's back to 2023 form yet. Not yet, but it's coming. It's coming.
I mean, Olsen's there. Olsen's crushing right now.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, played ball with Danny Jansen. There we go, man. We got some fucking ballers in the chat.
We do, man. This is where the athletes hang.
Love it. Yeah, who else jumps out to you, Nez? I probably won't play Detroit or the Guardians today. I probably have a little bit of Red Sox, a little bit of Braves, probably off San Diego, but if you wanted to play the righties, I think it's fine. Twins could get a boost to their lineup today. I know it's it's bad hitting weather, and it's a good bad hitting weather. Let's just leave it at that. It's bad hitting weather, but the Braves could get a boost. The Twins could get a boost today with both Buxton and Correa coming back. Correa's coming back for sure. Buxton, I'm still waiting on.
I don't think they retroactively added him to the concussion protocol.
Okay.
At least Underdog has him as an out, and I didn't see any retroactive whenever the news hit. So I was trying. If Buxton does get sneaky, like save some bull. I mean, no one's maxing before lock, but keep your ears to the streets because if Buxton does get activated there, he's like the play of the day for
That's
sure.
like he'd be my 1-0-1 swap because like you get a lefty on the hill, you get this cheeky little matchup, Correa, Buxton, and Royce Lewis. Like that would be just all power written all over it.
Yeah, I would, if you are holding out hope and you want like good swap potential there, maybe just do like last pick Yordan Alvarez.
Mm,
If he's in, awesome. If he's out and Buxton's in, swap city.
yeah, cheeky for sure. Um, all right, cool. Any other stacks that we haven't mentioned, haven't covered? I guess
Don't forget about the
Rockies.
Rockies, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you can always play the Rockies at Coors. They definitely have right-handed power. Yeah, I mean, like
I know. It just
you
sucks
get
because
double
like
bubble.
sorry, I was just gonna say Schmidt real quick is just like so good against righties,
Yeah,
or at least he has been. And it's like, well, McMahon's cool though. Like we can always do a little McMahon, but
yeah. Do
if
a
that
little
holds up,
McMahon, Tolia, Moniak. Moniak, definitely a pinch hit risk there. But if he goes Yaya early and goes like 2 for 3 or something, he's not coming out of the ball game. So he'll just stay in the outfield. So yeah, if you do a little lefty stack, that feels a little cute.
it's worth it.
Mhm.
It's always worth it. They're always so underrepresented when they're at home, and obviously get the
I guess
same
we should
treatment.
talk about the Yankees for a second. Pending where you look, you'll get different iterations of the lineup. I don't see how Ben Rice sits today. Some places have
Yeah,
Ben Rice out, and they have DJ LeMahieu in, Jorbit in at second base. Yeah, I don't know how you sit Ben Rice in this spot.
it does look like trendy to project him to sit because he sat in like a spot he should have been hitting
Right.
like earlier in the week. But I'm taking Ben Rice with my Yankee stacks, like
Hmm.
for sure. Yankees are so chalk, but like it's worth, if you are drafting a lot today, it's worth dedicating the size of that portfolio to some doubles or triples, whatever you can get there, because like that 1 through 5 there just looks awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would throw Volpe in there too, and I'd throw Ben Rice in there. I think Austin Wells will be good too. Like, yeah, I think you can click any of it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people think Ben Rice isn't playing baseball today, but who knows? Maybe
Good
they go
for
with the captain, aka DJ LeMahieu. He is the
revenge game.
revenge game going back to Colorado. Maybe that's why.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe that's the narrative. Ben Rice, sit your ass on the pine for game one. People want to see standing O for DJ LeMahieu. Like, has DJ LeMahieu been back? Has he been healthy and been back to Colorado in the last 4 years?
Good question. I don't actually know the answer to that, but
Is he
yeah,
curtain call worthy? Like, I don't know. Like, did DJ LeMahieu have a big enough impact to Rockies fans to like step out of the box, stop the timer, take the hat off, like, or take the helmet off? Did he have a big
I
enough
think
impact on
so.
them?
Just because like it's been so long, it could be long enough. Like how many times has he played in Colorado since the trade?
I don't
I don't
know,
know.
man.
And he's back and he's healthy. He missed all last season.
Yeah.
I'm kind of talking myself into DJ LeMahieu, man. The vibes
No,
might
me
just be
too.
too good. And he's just like, he doesn't hit the ball hard, but he puts bat on ball in a spot where it's good to do so. I don't know, man.
Okay. Here's your deep dive.
Okay. Okay.
DJ LeMahieu played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years with the Rockies. He was an all-star 2 of those years. He won a batting title in 1 of those years. He had 3 gold gloves. Yeah. Then he had his best year ever at 30 years old in his first year with the Yankees. He's been
Yeah.
back with the Yankees for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is his 7th year with the Yankees. So he's has been as long a Yankee as he was a Rocky. And he hasn't played 2020 was a write-off. He only played 50. Oh, that was the COVID year.
Yeah.
And then 2024, he played 67. The years before that, 145 games, 150, 125, and 136. Surely, since the implementation of the schedule where you play versus every single team every year, and then you trade which years you go to each other, surely he has been to Colorado.
I'm trying to find it, man. He has 13 ABs against Colorado.
That's it in 7 years.
Dude, I need to know if this is
oh my god
away. This is crucial.
Dude, he's starting today and he's going first ABs, you waving to the crowd. They're playing the highlight video, little tear in his eye, and then he's gonna lace an 85 mile per hour opposite field duck snort over the second baseman's head. That's all he's doing today.
DJ, okay, hold on. I can stat news this? I need this is actually like very important.
We're so sick that we're even thinking about this shit.
This isn't incredibly important. Let me try.
Okay, you Bobrovsky, stay on the case for us. You find us an answer. Someone asked in the chat earlier about Acuna. Yes, I would be drafting the shit out of him. He homered in his rehab stuff. He's Ronald Acuna. He's probably not going to run as much. The same fear that we had in the preseason or in spring training still exists now, where, he's probably not going to run nearly as much this year as he has in past years, kind of like the first time he came back from the ACL. But like, it would be the most Acuna thing in the world to just homer on the first pitch or, first AB here and be like, I'm fucking back. But yeah, Nez, you got an answer?
This is his first game back in Colorado.
Fucking Ben Rice is sitting on the pine. Grab some pine meat. Ben Rice is keeping score like a young John Warner in Nationals.
There's just no way he's not like having a 20-point game today. The vibes are going to be insane.
The captain is back, man. Oh, shit.
This is awesome.
Chris saying, I don't even know this guy, but I want to draft him now. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna check another source, but yeah.
T. Cage with some absolute alpha. Aaron Judge's first time ever at Coors Field.
Big. Yeah, I'm telling you, these guys have not been there.
Wow. Yankees at Coors. God damn it, we're eating all the chalk tonight.
This is so good.
Oh shit, man. Oh. Travioli with the missed 6th round Acuna from yesterday. Yeah, that was a great time to be alive. Great time. Ghost AF. Alpha like this is why I sub. Bless up, bro. Appreciate you. All right, Nez. Anything else that we could possibly talk about here? Obviously we like Phillies. Obviously. I did have a note or two on Marlins. We talked about the Yusei Kikuchi. They're going to be missing some sticks tonight. Their lineup's getting like a little bit better, but they're without Xavier Edwards. They're without Myers, and they're without someone else right now. So the Kikuchi spot looks even a little bit better.
Okay, good shout. Let me see. Just to make sure, Stowers isn't like, and Kikuchi's not reverse splits, right? I don't think.
No, I don't think Stowers will
not even close.
I think Derek Hill probably, right?
Yeah, Derek. Yeah, Kikuchi looks phenomenal today. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's why. Yeah, I mean, like they got a little bit of right-handed power in there, but they got a lot of swing and miss. Like Derek Hill, Connor Norby, Wegeman, and like you could play like a 3-man cheeky infield only stack from Miami if you wanted to get like crazy creative today. But Fortes has some power too. Like we used to play him at Coors. But yeah, I think I like Kikuchi a lot now.
Yeah, there's like a guaranteed 4Ks in this lineup for him. Like like just off the rip.
All right, dude. Let's hop in and have some fun here. We could chase the captain up the board if we see fit. But yeah.
Let's go.
So the reason they called him the captain like a little bit like at the tail end of his career with the Rockies, I think, but I think he overlapped so much with Helton that they didn't call him that. But
did he play with Todd Helton?
I think they overlapped at like the tail end, and then it was kind of like a changing of the guard.
Jeez, we're old.
Yeah, because who else was on those teams? Yeah, they overlapped. You know who else was on this team? Dude, you know who else was on this team? And this is going to be a sick stat that nobody has ever heard before.
Is it Tulowitzki? Or not
Tulo? Yeah, Tulo was probably on. Yeah, he was definitely on some of those teams. You know who was a big fantasy guy from back then who I really wanted to be a thing? There was Josh Rutledge. Do you remember Josh Rutledge?
No.
Former Red Sox and then went to Coors.
Yeah, he was a Red Sox.
Or vice versa. He had like some stretches where he was like a big deal in fantasy. Like who's the second baseman for the Nationals before? Ian Desmond was another one that was a good one.
He was a Rocky?
Say again?
Ian Desmond was a Rocky?
Yeah, he played center field for a bit there alongside Prime Cargo. Yeah, Prime Cargo was on those teams.
Okay, yep. Duh. Yeah,
Michael Kadire, Dexter Fowler.
Oh.
There's another. Okay, fuck, I gotta think of him. He was Danny Espinosa. That Danny Espinosa and Josh Rutledge Spider-Man meme. Fucking nailed that comp.
I'm gonna have to take your word for it. I'm not gonna lie.
They were both like second basemen that you wanted to break out in high school, like when we were playing like fantasy baseball when we were young, kind of thing. Okay, should we do the Philly stuff that we love? Should we do the Yankees stuff that we love, and then tack
Yankees.
on contrarian? Yankees.
We can't do Yankees on the stream. It's too chalky.
No, but we're gonna do the captain, dude.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh duh. Yes. Yeah. Belly.
Okay.
Belly Grisham.
Belly Grisham and the captain, baby.
Martian, the young and the old.
The reason we called him the captain for years, though, even though I don't think it was a real thing, but we thought it was a real thing. Yeah. It's because one guy in our league every year, it was 5 keepers. He would always keep DJ LeMahieu. And every single year, no matter what, because he was the captain of his team, and he was like, he raises your floor for batting average every single year. And like he would project as like the 100th best player in the player pool, and he would keep him every single year as the captain for his roster.
Okay, that's a great bit.
Okay, here's my last fun fact about those Rocky teams from that generation.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Marco Scutaro is should we take Goldschmidt here?
Yeah, Goldie for sure.
Goldie or Dominguez?
Let's do Goldie, and we might get Dominguez on the way back.
Okay. Here's my fun fact. Marco Scutaro was on a number of those teams. Former Blue Jay, middle infielder, shortstop, Marco Scutaro. He has a higher career defensive runs saved than Derek Jeter.
That doesn't surprise me because everyone loves to defensive run save, talk about Jeter in that regard. So that doesn't surprise me.
All right, fine. It was fun.
I'm sorry.
I thought it was fun.
It is fun. I had fun hearing it. I respect Marco Scutaro. That's the problem. I know him.
I'm hoping people are enjoying this, Nez, because this is a real throwback kind of show for us where we just fucking riff about baseball and have fun.
Guys love naming dudes.
Yeah,
it's enjoyable for all parties.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's any sport that we're better at it than baseball. Like we're fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie, we're fucking sick with a lot of sports, but baseball, like we're another level.
That is where nuts are flexed.
Yeah. Well said. Shilly taking your advice to heart there and going with the Rowdy Tellez. Also interesting thing about the Mariners stack today. Do we think Julio will be in there after we got an LOL hoops moment last night?
I know.
With yeah.
That doesn't bode well.
Mhm.
A late scratch into playing the next day, I doubt. It would be cool if he did. And you know, you can get some good. There's potential. You know, the Buxton surprise activation could be cool. But
yeah. There you go. Shilly takes him there with the Q tag. Nez, Corbin Carroll's still on the board if we want it. Jason Dominguez is here, but we got to save a spot for the captain. So this would become a 4 stack.
Let's do the 4 stack.
Okay, so then let's pick one Couturier bat to homer. I got a name.
All right.
I think his ADP is a little too buried today. And it might upset one of our friends right now, but he's popping in the hashtag sheet in a big way for me. We haven't said his name yet either.
I need a hint.
Okay. Well, there's 2 of them. They're both they're not like deep dives. They're just bad ADPs right now.
2 of them. Ooh. I don't know. Let's do Pablo here. What do you think?
Oh, well, okay. All right. We're running. We're going in choppy waters here. Okay, hold on. Someone's taking the captain from us, dude.
No way.
Dude, Hockey Hooligan's in here. He's like, look at this cheeky Dodgers stack with Aaron Judge. Everyone's going to be doing it with Ohtani. I'm so sharp. The captain added to it.
He wouldn't dare.
He wouldn't dare.
I know he would.
If you took Ben Rice and he does not end up playing, yes, you get a swap for him, Chris. As soon as the lineup comes out, you get designated with an O, set your rankings, and you'll get the highest player who was not drafted in your draft swapped in for him. The only time in baseball in which that doesn't come to fruition is if it's the very last game of the slate and everybody else has played and everybody else has been drafted. So hypothetically, if the last game of the slate was Coors and every single player from Coors had been drafted, it would never happen on a 12-game slate. But let's say it was like a Diamond After Dark or something. That's the only possible way.
Yeah. I don't know who you're referring to here. What's the ADP range? Is it like 34 plus?
Let me start scrolling and see if I see his name or not. Oh no, it's not as high as 34.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about.
Okay. Do you like it? Because I
love it. Of course. I'm always down for that guy.
I like 2 home run calls right now, and he's one of them. I want to check what the price tags are in the pick'em lobby right after this.
Okay. Yeah, I like what you're putting down on that.
But you understand why it would potentially upset one of our friends.
That I actually maybe not then. Maybe I don't know.
Let's see where you end up and let's see where I end up, and we'll just both say the name.
What happened to Alex Bergman?
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Are you gonna say the name? Or am I
Cal Raleigh?
Cal Raleigh, yeah. Okay.
Who would it upset?
The Chili's building out Mariners.
Oh.
But if he wanted Cal Raleigh, he would have taken him by now.
Yeah, that's why he went Rowdy.
Yeah. He went contrarian Mariners.
Oof, dude, that's breaking news for the Red Sox stacks. If you're drafting those, they said Bregman got lifted from the first game while running the bases.
Ooh, a little hammy issue. Okay, so that's good to know for game 2 here. That makes it harder to stack Boston because with Raffy outfield eligibility, you got 3 outfielders now. If you want to do like Willer, Abreu, Duran, and yeah.
Yeah, okay. Actually, that wasn't awesome.
Nez, we got to do it. We're doing a 4 stack with Cal Raleigh.
Yeah. Take DJ.
We're taking the captain, baby. First time back in Colorado. He's getting the curtain call. He's getting the hand up. Everyone calls time. Everybody's gonna celebrate him a little bit. DJ LeMahieu.
Everybody calls
All
time.
right, 4 stack of the Yankees with Pablo Lopez and then Cal Raleigh as a one-off. There is still one guy on the board right now who I'm a big fan of today. And that's Marcelo Zuna sitting all the way down here. 6 career home runs off of Nick Pivetta. Obviously, do what you will with BVP. But yeah, there's that. All right, Nez, let's take a look at the pick'em lobby, and then we will fire a BBM to end it. Pick'em lobby, home runs. Let's see what that price tag on the Cal Raleigh one was. Look at Aaron Judge, 1.15. Oh my god.
You can't be serious, man.
Wow, Cal Raleigh 1.68, so not a great price for us there. Let's see what Ozuna's getting. 1.88, not a great price either. So, yeah, maybe we're going to go a little different direction there than those ones because those are.
What about Vlad?
Oh, going back to the well. Fool me once, fool me twice, fool me 9-15 times.
Dude, 3X in Tampa? Sure thing.
Dude, that's basically Dunedin. That's where he hit 40?
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
Exactly. Yeah, he loves the warm weather. He thrives down there.
Okay. This is going to be so sick.
Okay.
I put in El Capi. Oh, you can't search up El Capitan. Let's see if they're giving DJ LeMahieu 4.81.
That's not even high enough.
It's not. It's so sick that it's not.
What else can we do? Can we click them and just like see? Is it? I mean, there's no way you're getting a multiplier on anything better than a home run, but god damn.
Numi's on the back end right now, and he's like, these idiots are talking up about El Capitan. I'm going to jack the price down.
You know what you could do?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think is more? Nah, this is so dumb. 3 hits for DJ or a home run?
No. We're not making picks on a dude who's gonna hit 8 or 9 to get multiple hits. Like, yeah, Austin's telling us a price on one of the redacteds being significantly different. So
well,
yeah.
we don't know how to compare the two.
Yeah. We can't do that.
Okay, how about this though, John? How about this though? 2 runs for DJ LeMahieu. 2 runs.
Let's just have home run fun. Home run fun. Give me a home run.
Danny Jansen. What's he looking like?
Ooh, dude, that's fun. Okay. Only 238. Whoa. Okay, hold on. What do we got for Rays? Oh, I got to put in TB. TB space verse. Junior.
I hate juniors.
Jose, I'm scared. I'm scared Jose's going to get lifted at some point. He might hit second, but whatever. Curtis Mead, no thanks. Brandon Lau off the bench, no. Chandler, handedness advantage. Man, it's Danny or bust. Yandy, Morel.
What about some of these Houston guys? Maybe like I don't know, like Paredes or Walker. Dude. Paredes is 4X.
What about Yelich? 5. Oh, Paredes is 4X. Okay, all right. He's scorching hot. Emerson Hancock can't keep it in the yard. Okay, now we're playing the hits. That's a good one, Nez. Good one.
I was looking up stats on Fangraphs and came across possibly the best good Canadian kid ever. This guy played in the 1800s.
1800s.
He's Canadian.
Uh-huh.
And his name is The Only Nolan.
The Only
is what he is in the history books as. The Only Nolan. That is so good.
You ready for a disgusting deep dive comp that nobody's even going to understand?
Every day I log into this show, I'm ready for one of those.
DJ LeMahieu of Canada. All right. El Capitan, national team, second base, 0 power, only hits at the opposite field. Legend, Pete Orr.
Some people might be familiar with Pete Orr's game.
That's a pretty good one, though. No, that's a comp guy.
That's a very deep comp guy for a guy that has not a single what small sample of a WRC plus over 100. Like that is just that is for an audience of one.
Put it on my tombstone, baby. Evan's telling us Yelich home run. Aaron's telling us Josh Naylor home run.
I don't write these down and put them in off the show. DM them to us. We need to get this BBM underway.
That's a good point. We do need this BBM underway, or we're going to be here all day. Nez was right as usual. It's been an hour and a half almost, and yeah.
20-second BBM.
Okay, hold on. I got to make one more. 20-second BBM for sure. Newt Bar, 374, worst park in baseball to homer in, and we're going to play 2 homers from that ballpark. Naylor, hardly know her. Put it in here. That was a loaded sentence. There you go. Naylor and Newt Bar. It rolls off the tongue. 2 lefties. Good Canadian kid. Good Japanese kid. Put them in there. Bang. Got to give some love in the chat here as I log on for a BBM draft here. Emwald rolling through with the $5 for us. Really busy day at work, but figured to drop by and drop off some love for 4th place in the MLB streets last night. Congrats, my friend Emwald. Love to see that. Much appreciated. Okay, Nez, I'm going to remove this screen. I'm going to add. Uh-oh. This one. There we go. Boom. Boom. We are sliding. BBM V1. 20 seconds. BBM number 7 for your boy. Couple more spots there. What do we got? 6 spots. Get the legendary upside stuff going here. I tried something new today, Nez.
I can't see it. Oh, there we go.
There we go. We're good.
So what did you do? I think we might have done similar things.
I put in one set of rankings, and then it's different than the sidekick, and then ADP. So we're gonna try and navigate all 3 right here.
This is how I think that this is what it was meant to do. It's nice to have all of these things all at once.
Mm-hmm. I did fudge the rankings a little bit. They are the John rankings. One more spot. BBM, 20 seconds. There we go. Fill her up.
You fudged them.
Chief Gumby bringing up 13 months membership, over a year. My friend. Thank you. Is Aaron Judge a good play today, or is he a short porch merchant? Many are saying, Nez, that the park actually plays down for Aaron Judge today.
That's what they're saying. All he does is hit flares to right.
It's true. It is true. Ooh, this is a good one. Wonky Blues with the Jesus plus Moncada. I mean, I don't love the Jesus lefty. I think it buries him a little bit in the order. I think I'd rather go with like a contrarian righty. Like I'd rather maybe do like Derek Hill or something like that. Like a dude who has a similar ISO but doesn't play as much. But he is a little bit of a pinch hit risk. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I like the idea of getting, a couple contrarian dongs from that game.
Yeah, I get how you get to, Jesus Sanchez for sure. I think I'd rather do Norby, but I'm like picking nits.
Right. Yeah, Norby's not coming out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Nez, this is good. We roll the 103 here. We get Chase up. We get Jefferson up. The sidekick, I imagine, is going to tell us to take Saquon Barkley. Are you going to tell me to take Saquon Barkley?
It's going to be hard to say no to Saquon, man.
Yeah. Aren't you worried about the tush push?
Sure.
Sure.
Who isn't? No,
It's true.
I mean, I think who do you think if you didn't go Saquon, who do you think you would take 3?
I think you can make, I don't know, like I think I'm going to get a little more nuanced in my football this year than we did last year, where I was kind of like a ADP slappy. I think you can make a
Mm-hmm.
case for almost everyone in that next grouping. Like you can make a case for Bijan, you can make a case for CeeDee Lamb, you can make a case for Nico Collins, Amon-Ra Neighbors, and then Gibbs and Bijan. I think you can make a case for all of those guys at like 10. I think 103 through like 107. You could make a case for those guys, and then I think 108 through like 2-3 or 2-4, basically Drake London as a cutoff for me. You can make a case for those guys all in that next bracket.
So you are Jefferson over Saquon right now.
I think mentally I am. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I have trouble just because, like, I know how like BBM is still piss boy city.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm Jamar, Jefferson, Lamb.
Ooh. Okay.
Um,
And then the running backs.
yes.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. Same as
Yeah,
last
dude.
year then.
Yeah. It said CD at 3 now. But yeah, I just don't know how the Cowboys are not going to lead the league in like pass attempts this year, based on how they're constructed.
Because the
The
Bengals
addition of
exist. But
well,
yeah.
number 2.
Number 2. Yeah.
But then, I mean, no, just like no running backs, just Dak. See, like offense, like through the air, they look better than last year. They replaced Brandon Cooks with George Pickens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, love this passing attack, or at least from the volume side of things. I love it, and I think Pickens will open up things for CD as well, just because he's such a threat.
He does complement CD pretty well too, because like what CD does well is like all that slot stuff, like being able to move inside and outside. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I will pat myself on the back for calling out the systemic risk for the Cowboys last year.
Ooh.
I don't know if you remember. I said it. I said it on stream. Yeah, I was like, I don't think that the Cowboys are a slam dunk offense like people were thinking. It just there was a lot of question marks.
Nez, we got 18 seconds here. We could do Jacobs, T. Higgins, Chase. The sidekick is telling us Trey McGronk. Who do you like?
I think Higgins.
Higgins kind of polarizing. Sometimes he goes in the first round, like right here before the Chase drafter, and other times he gets passed around and goes to like 27,
Right.
Yeah. But he is kind of a staple of this side.
I think he's a great click.
Yeah.
Very safe as far as the pass attempts go for Cincinnati. Joe Burrow, top of his game as a passer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. I'm really kind of off Chase Brown.
Ooh. Well, we won't have the decision because he goes right there. We could do JSN. Sidekicks telling us to do it. Mystery ranks are telling us to do it. I'm telling us to do it. Who do you like?
You want JSN?
Yeah, who do you prefer?
Let's take him.
Okay.
What if, John, hear me out. Hear me
Yep.
out. What if Sam Darnold is just like not a KOC merchant? What if he's actually just like not bad?
Yeah, I think. Okay. In what world is he better than Geno, though?
Yeah. The offense is way different, I will say.
True.
Way more funneling toward JSN. I mean,
Yeah.
he did the
We
Justin
also
Jefferson
don't.
down there somewhere, quite a bit.
Yeah. We also don't know what the offense is fully going to look like because they canned Grubb, right? So like
Mhm.
this year could look completely different from Seattle across the board.
Yeah. It just seems like a classic spot. I don't know the last time that we did this. Maybe it was with Seattle when Geno first came in there.
Right.
But like this definitely seems, and I mean, we are taking Jason in the third round, so we're not completely writing off the offense, but it does seem like a spot where maybe it just in terms of like, hey, it's okay to take Sam Darnold. He's actually going to start the whole year. A potentially undervalued spot just because the field is very certain because of the trades they made that like Seattle is not good. But then again, just to like contradict myself right off the rip,
Well, it's
the
good to play
prices for
both sides.
the prices for Seattle are not that cheap.
Mhm.
That sentiment isn't quite seen quite as much. It's really just the Sam Darnold price.
Yeah. No, it's a good shout. I think that the Sam Darnold price is because of the looming prospects of Milrow and the fact that they traded last year for what the hell's his name from Washington? I'm blanking right now.
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell. Yeah. They gave up like a sixth or whatever for him.
I thought they gave up like more than that. It was kind of a
Oh, maybe.
goofy trade.
Yeah. Our resident motocross expert, Devin Davis, rolling through here. He said, I don't want Nez. I want no strip Nez. Well, you're in luck, my friend. No strip Nez coming at you tonight, 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Got you.
I kind of was like pumping the brakes on like football related content because I wanted to like formulate my own opinions and stuff like that. And then now that it's kind of like ramping up, I've started really listening to people again and stuff like that. And Evan Silva had a really bullish JSN stance in his first iteration of Bro Science ranks versus ETR ranks. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just
What did
found it
it, do you remember
interesting.
what his case was?
Uh, Cooper Cup's washed. And yeah, we got to make this pick. We got 14 seconds, Nez. Sidekick is telling us Hampton, DK Metcalf's here,
Hampton,
Sutton.
Chuba, or
All
Sutton. I
right.
guess we could go. Okay.
I haven't done a Hampton yet. So let's take Hampton.
Yeah, I do worry about early season production for Hampton, not gonna lie. But we have Saquon, so that'll whoa.
Yeah, that pairs well with Saquon. It'll also routinely be paired with Saquon too.
Yeah, that's true.
I just noticed the guy in 101 here, like Sung Kong's in everything. The 101 is Pikachu. That's fun.
Are you gonna have any DK Metcalf this season?
Yeah, I think he's still like really talented.
I don't think I have a single share yet.
Yeah, I don't have one yet. Sutton seems to be the consensus here. We could do the tight end thing. It does give us a quarterback option. We could also do Hurts plus Saquon. How about Waddle? Well, we haven't done Waddle yet.
I'm Waddle or Sutton, yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Silva had a really bull case for Waddle. He has Waddle over Hill right now in his rankings.
I did hear him say that on the show. That was a fun. I always love everything Silva related, but I did watch that the other day too.
Yeah,
and I did hear him say that. I am scared out of my mind of Tyreek Hill. That's a name I don't think I'll click at all.
yeah, I'm scared too. Yeah, I'm kind of in.
Yeah.
Say again.
I was just gonna say, like, if he reverts back to prime Tyreek Hill after like the year from hell last year, and like on top of like it wasn't just bad performance, there was antics involved as well, just like in the off season. This dude just seems like very disinterested in playing football at a high level right now. I think he's bored.
Yeah, he's getting his early kick start on his future porn career that he keeps talking about.
He does talk about that a lot.
Jumfrey saying he loves Waddle as well this year. I hated him last. Yeah, I was in the same camp as you last year. I think there was like that little pocket of wide receivers. I vividly remember a tweet of that like pocket of wide receivers in the second round when I ranked them, and I got lambasted for putting Waddle at the bottom of it because I just thought it was too rich. And then now I'm kind of making that same comp to T. Higgins. I guess the counter to the T. Higgins stuff is the contingent upside is even higher than Waddle, and his quarterback doesn't have the same propensity to get concussions, and they also will have presumably the highest pass rate over expectation in all of football. So those are all the bull cases for T. Higgins being better than Waddle at price this year versus last.
Yeah, the Waddle price last year was just like nuts. That was such like a canary in the coal mine for us being like over our skis in the zero wide receiver in the zero running back landscape. Like that was absurd. That was so bad.
Yeah, 100%. I am getting more ramped up with the football stuff. I did my first puppy this morning alongside Davis's member only stream there.
Mm-hmm.
I think I effed up with adding a third tight end when I didn't need it, and I did like a 3-5-7-3.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was from this slot as well. I can share it right after we finish. And
yeah, I'm kind of up in the air on my tight end stuff because I do feel like, and I mean, like this is like being like, this skill is worth nothing in terms of EV, but I do feel like I'm good at drafting tight ends and like identifying good tight ends, but like it just doesn't amount to anything.
Sure, yeah.
So I think I'm leaning more and more into being like punt tight end in the form of like volume spent. So AKA like way more two tight end teams, even when it feels uncomfortable.
I think it was shit. I think it was Billy Jones who put together a game on top of the game of the Herzig game, and he showed what everybody drafted in BBM last year, and I was mainly two tight end.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have some fun with like Golden or Reed, Jacoby Myers? What do you like?
I think I'm Jacoby, man. I'm gonna have a ton of Jacoby this season.
Okay. I'm good with it. We got a Saquon, Hampton, T. Higgins, JSN, Waddle, Jacoby Myers. Bye-week overlap with JSN and Myers, but not the end of the world there. And then we got some other running backs that are going to come back to us here. Presumably, there's a little pocket if we want to do running back. We also have the Green Bay wide receivers that then give us, stacking options. We also have San Fran wide receivers that would give us stacking options later. Just in terms of quarterback stacking, because yeah, what do you like?
I do think wide receiver.
Okay.
I kind of lean Golden.
You like Golden over Reed? Reed already went, but just in general?
I do think so.
Okay. I think I would do Henderson here.
Henderson's fun.
Let's do Henderson, dude.
Okay.
Do Henderson. I want to see what this looks like. Like taking Saquon as the anchor and then taking like two of the higher priced rookie guys. We get a 10 pick ADP discount. Golden always kind of goes in this spot on the left side of the board. Let's take a little bit of the ADP value and see if we can land the plane.
Sure. Nothing bad with going best player available. I think that'll always age fine.
Yeah. I feel the market is so effing wrong.
Yep. I mean, yeah, I keep hearing Pete talk about Siegel being like obsessed with Travion Henderson. I think that's I don't know that I see that necessarily as strongly as he does, but that's the Siegel calling card to make you ask questions about the ranks.
Yeah, the one last year that he was super bullish on that I didn't see the same way was Brock Bowers. Siegel was the guy pounding the table for Brock Bowers in the 8th round over and over and over again kind of thing. Do your elite tight ends with this one, and that one aged beautifully. So if Siegel's on Travion Henderson, that makes me feel pretty bullish.
Yeah, the one thing that I do understand is like, we did not get a good Ramondre season last year, so
true.
There's that he could very easily just put together just another terrible season via lack of volume, via fumbles, and we have Travion, who we were told, people were raving about in minicamp or in the combine and whatnot.
Respect it, dude. Ryan rolling through saying he would have loved the Henderson there. He got left with David Montgomery instead.
Sorry, bud.
Thank you, Dan. Dan rolling through said he missed the streams. No UD in his state for the past 13 months. Unfortunate, my friend, but good to see that we're still crushing it.
Ooh,
appreciate you, man.
Wonder where that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Must have moved or something.
Yeah, Dan, did you move?
What happened?
Unless he's in New York. Right. Yeah, I was like, New York wasn't 13 months.
No, not even close.
Yeah,
like unless it just felt like that.
I'm the sure feel like. Yeah. That's like when we're talking about weather as fake in baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
we got 2 months in Colorado, but it feels like 13. Maine. Okay.
Rip.
Damn. I did not know that. All right, let's see what Ryan does here, and then we can start making some decisions. Cooper Kupp. Damn it. That would have been a nice little double stack for us.
Yeah.
Haven't had a Cooper Kupp yet. Some week 17, if we take Mbuka or Higgins. Pittman's at the top of the list here. What do you like?
Mbuka, but do whatever.
Let's do it. I'm good with it. Sidekick suggested it. You suggested it.
Yeah, he's a nice wide receiver 5 for a top 10 pick with, banged up wide receivers and aging wide receivers in a pass-happy offense.
Get you out. That was one of the other ones when I was listening to the Silva pod that he was really high on Godwin.
Yeah, like if he made me think twice about like being off Godwin.
Yeah, or being like over our skis on McMillan and Mbuka or whatever. Igbuka.
Yeah, I still feel good about Igbuka, just in a pod format.
Yeah.
But I don't feel good about my Godwin fade. Like maybe, I don't have a lot of BBMs under my belt, but maybe I'm waiting too long.
Nez, we got 5 seconds here. Jonu for the double stack is where my mind goes. We could be the Scata boys, but yeah, what do you like?
Yeah, Jonu's good.
Okay. Yeah, I like that spot. I think I let you keep talking because I thought we were both going to be in agreement there.
Yeah. What was I just yeah, I don't have a lot of BBMs under my belt, so I am kind of like waiting for this good Godwin news, because like if it is positive, then he's not being drafted high enough if he is going to be okay. I don't think.
Yeah, good shouts. Some good stuff in the chat here. Zachary saying that Pat Bryant is this year's Puka. I think a lot of people are thinking that way right now. He's been steaming.
He's getting way too steamy.
Yeah. Chris saying he's trying this fairly high quarterback ADPs and then shutting it down. Hurts and Bo Nix and then calling it there. ZZZ note.
Yeah, I do think I will be more 3 QB this season, but that's not a bad 2 QB build, of course.
Yeah, I was shocked. I'm going to find that percentages tweet here. I'm pretty sure it was Billy Jones.
It was.
It was? Yeah. I was shocked that Leone was very 3 QBE. I was very 2 QBEE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm like, So not last year, 2 years ago, I was like strictly 2 quarterbacks.
Mhm.
I think I got a little bit more 3 QB heavy last year. I know I ended up like, seeing the light. And this year I'm very much into 3 QBs.
Interesting. Okay. What's different about the landscape, dude?
For me, it's like I don't feel great about 17th, 18th round QB right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit of like starving the room, a little bit, just wanting to get those QBs out of the way. I think that they're better picks. I think they're safer picks than almost like any other pick on the board after round 10
Mm-hmm.
because like they're just so much more likely to hit your lineup and than like other flex players in that range. And you just give yourself outs to spike weeks in the pods, which that's just so massive to have like the highest scoring QB. Sam Sherman was on Davis's pod
Mm-hmm.
yesterday. I think it was yesterday, like fighting a fight against tight end spike weeks and pro QB spike weeks, and it kind of sold me. What kind of stacks? Tua could be a reach, but I'm with it if you just want to get it out of the way.
No, I think we wait for Tua to come back around the corner and we take Christian Kirk here or
Okay.
Hollywood Brown.
Kirk.
Yeah, I like Kirk, man. I think Kirk's underpriced right now. This is our 3rd draft taking Kirk.
Kirk is 100% underpriced. He has like everything Slappy's hate. He has coming off an injury, and he has like 5 wide receivers drafted in his same, on his team, and he's on a new team. So he just like is just no doubt undervalued.
Yeah, good shout, dude. I think that's a good one to talk about. Pade's question here. Pade says, if you guys could draft, or let's make this next pick. I think it's going to be Tua for us, right?
I wouldn't. Now Stroud's popping up. What's Tua? Throw Tua in the queue and see what his ADP is. Stroud's down there.
No, this is ADP now, so it's a little bit closer.
We can get Tua next pick. Let's do Stroud.
Okay. Cool.
We can maybe get Schultzy later or something too if you want to add another stack to another partner to him.
Yeah, good shout. Okay, cool.
So
we can also double stack it if we want there as well.
So player at ADP for the rest of summer if we could.
Yeah. Fun question.
I know I have a player in mind, but I need to think about that. I think for now, the first name that comes to mind is like Pickens for my expensive answer.
Uh-huh.
But I know I have a cheaper answer.
Okay. Jalen Waddle in the 5th with that same narrative as Pickens seems good. I like that one. Waddle feels like a good one.
Keenan, I'm the Keenan guy.
Yeah, Keenan as a cheap one where he's like inevitably only going to rise if he signs.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden Reed feels like a good one too. I wish they had a different Week 17 matchup, but like Jaden Reed feels like a good one to add to that conversation. Like the fact that he's beside Golden, like one of those two can't be right.
Mm-hmm. Or can they?
Can
we finally get some concentration? But it's far more likely that it isn't.
Yeah. Luther Burden if he spikes in camp, but I'll probably not be on that.
And then another one for me is I think Marshawn Lloyd in the 18th round.
Yo, good one, dude. That's a good one. That's a good one. I know we're the Scata boys, so everybody wants us to say Scata boo, but there's an ominous note that I saw today, like competing for running back 2 job, like just one of those classic like one-liners that makes you pause, and it's like, wait, what the fuck? No way.
And just wait till Bayshaw Tootin is like struggling for RB3 duties. Like it's coming. The Tootin ADP is I cannot get to Bayshaw Tootin right now, dude.
No. Yeah,
No way.
just not bullish enough in camp. I mean, like picking the winner of that backfield's like gonna end up pretty goated. Like if it's ATN, like ETN's ADP is insane. If it's Tootin, his ADP is insane. Like, but maybe there is no clear defined winner. Maybe it is a committee situation. But like, Liam Cohen has made running backs and just made offenses go burr. And we saw Bucky last year. What if Tootin is this year's Bucky, right? Or what if ETN is last year's Rashad White? Like they're both good picks then.
Mm-hmm.
Tua comes back to us. We don't have to take it. The sidekick is telling us we could do Herbert too. Gino.
I was paralyzed there.
It's interesting. We get to this pocket of the draft. The sidekick's telling us one thing. The ranking set's telling us another thing, and ADP is telling a different story. There's so much variance in terms of like what each incremental tool likes at a different spot.
Yeah, Herbert would be kind of a strange pick because we have Stroud. I don't love two quarterbacks in the same matchup for week 17.
Great point. Yeah, that's a no-no.
A super slappy pick too, but
yeah, what's his ADP right now? 152. We're at pick 147. The ranking set has him at 167.
He might be the pick though.
Sure. Yeah, I mean Garendo or your boy Benson. We only got 3 running backs.
We have 3 really good running backs though.
Dude, let's take a running back. Let's take your boy Benson, and let me explain why.
All right.
Because I don't want to triple stack CJ, and we're gonna end up with Schultz on this team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. And you get a little bit more safety with Benson because he's probably mostly contingency, maybe purely contingency.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of make up for that with how we started off.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Cole saying 12 holes cooking and only 6,500 in the Herzig contest. Great value. Let's see what the Blue Dog 88's cooking. Double running back start, pairs Lamar with Derrick Henry. Cooks a bunch of wide receivers here. Does the Andrews stack. So he goes Andrews, Lamar, and Derrick Henry. Found it really interesting. Hayden was talking about how the only quarterback stack where the quarterback goes before the pass catchers in the last 2 seasons is Lamar this year. Because last year, Zay Flowers went ahead last year. He's the only quarterback that you have to take. Yeah, where he's the only quarterback that you have to take before stacking partners. The way he said it.
Josh Allen. I mean, there's a lot of QBs that like Josh Allen is one.
True. Allen's the other one then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess he was just illustrating the difference between last year with the Flowers falling notion.
I think that makes Lamar a good pick though, because you will get his pass catchers at at pretty good discounts, most likely.
That's what he was insinuating. And the rushing touchdowns did take a big hit last year, but he still led all quarterbacks in rushing yards.
Exactly.
Yeah. Baseball Bob saying Godwin makes him nervous. Injury plus rookie plus new OC. Yeah.
Me too, man.
I mean, that's the reason for all the bear cases.
Yeah, me too.
Could also not play the first 2 games.
Right. Yeah. I need to have a better understanding of that.
Yeah. Hit the sidekick. Yeah. That'll star it for me. Drew.
You're learning.
Kittle as best ADP value right now. Both Cole and Best Ball Bob saying Kittle as best value.
Oh, people love Kittle, man. I get it. I'm just I don't know why I'm not quite there.
Wan'Dale Robinson, Geno. If we want a third QB, do we want 3 QBs?
I like Geno, man.
Let's do Geno. That seems fun.
I'm telling you, I really like 3 QB.
Okay. Yeah, like traditionally speaking, if we had done like CJ and Tua last year, I wouldn't have added a third one. I'm fine with it, especially this early in the draft window, especially when we know they're all like 101 for jobs in their own on their own team. Like there's no threat of them getting usurped. So as long as they don't get injured, you get usable scores week over week. And also Tua, not a beacon of health.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, you just give yourself more outs, especially in the pods, right? Like I think it's you kind of get a little bit of both worlds there.
Henry goes there. We could do Wan'Dale for the week 17 correlation with that one we just made there. We could scroll down to Schultz. I think we can wait on Schultz. Pierce.
Robinson.
Okay. Sidekick was telling us tight end.
Screaming at us for the love of God.
Screaming at us not to push it. We're going to push it and see what happens.
We'll be all right.
Yeah. We got a 3-4-7-1 thus far, Nez. We got 3 picks left. I think 1 has to be a tight end, maybe 2, and 1 has to be a running back, I think. And then, then I think we get kind of like I imagine a wide receiver or 2 tight ends and a running back. What do you think? We got CJ Stroud, we got Tua, and we got Geno. We got Barkley, Hampton, Henderson, and Benson. We got Higgins, JSN, Waddle, Jacoby Myers, Igbuka, Kirk, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, I think another wide receiver.
Okay.
So I'd go 1-1-1.
1-1-1 to close this bad boy out. What would the chat do? I'm curious what the chat would do here.
Chat would go hyper fragile. Chat loves to be slappies.
And just only do 4 running back? That's
what the chat would do. That's my guess.
I think they say that, but then I think they're shook little boys by themselves on their phone shitters. They're sitting on the pooper, making their last 3 picks. Their hands get a little clammy. Their wrists start shaking around, and they don't follow through. They just go Justice Hill, like they got it. They need that fucking safety blanket. I think they want to tell us to only go 4 running backs, but I don't think they're as cool. They're not as cool as they think they are.
The Justice Hill panic pick. It's great.
Yeah, we know the pick. It's just whether or not he comes back to us here. Wobie's the only guy with 1 tight end beside us. So we'll see what Wobie does.
We're going to make it.
I think so too. He was far enough down in terms of ADP. Mason Taylor's like more of a ceiling pick. Wobie takes Taylor. He might have also been the Fields drafter too, which makes that like a layup decision.
All right, we don't even have to take Schultz yet. We're on the clock. We got the clock.
Yeah, all these guys got 3 tight ends behind us. We could take Justice Hill here and shut it down.
What about Slayton?
I'd rather not do 2 Giants guys.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Can you go to ADP? Oh, yeah. I forgot about Dobbins.
Oh, yeah. We could have done Dobbins. Who do you like better, Dobbins with no team or Justice Hill?
I think Dobbins, but I forgot. I knew there was somebody that I was trying to see, and I couldn't remember.
Yeah, he went in the 18th of the puppy this morning, and I don't know. Seems good at that price tag, but
I just think that like it was the first time we've ever seen Dobbins like stay healthy. And maybe if the concern is he won't stay healthy, but if the concern is that he's bad, I don't know. He wasn't bad last year.
Yeah, good point. I mean, why has nobody signed him yet?
Because he probably doesn't want to go through practice. I don't know.
He doesn't want to be signed right now.
I just don't think like I don't think he's going to stay unsigned all season. I don't. If he was coming off an injury and he was unsigned, coming off a bad season and was unsigned, I think I'd be more scared. I'm way more into leaning into uncertainty with him and Keenan Allen. Like, absolutely.
We got some good closing remarks here from the chat. Jumfrey almost ruined our party there. He said the solver was forcing him to take Dalton Schultz on stack. Thank goodness he thought for himself for a moment there. This one's good for RM Covers here saying Woody Marks. That would have fit our build really nicely. We played the Justice Hill guaranteed money slappy pick there. I was the sweaty phone shitter bro there who just panicked and took him.
Yep. Yeah. You were exactly who you were talking about.
DJ Giddens and then Westbrook Akine with the last pick. I really like that shout for a wide receiver scroll for the Tua stack.
Oh, he's a Dolphin. Today I learned.
Yeah. And then Chuck the Deuce saying we need 3 tight ends here with only Jonnu and Schultz.
What are the wide receivers again?
Higgins, JSN, Waddle, Jacoby Myers. You always gotta say Jacoby first. Ibuka, Kirk, and Wandale Robinson. Sorry, Wandale.
I think I'd prefer wide receiver.
Yeah, just Johnny runs back what he did last year. Schultz runs back what he did last year. 90 points, 100 points.
Kind of hope Schultz runs back what he did in 23 and not 24, but yeah.
True. Yeah. All right, so wide receiver there, Nez. If we click the yellow button here, Sidekick's telling us running back, also telling us maybe a potential tight end here.
I kind of like Trey Tucker with our Geno pick.
Trey Tucker with Geno. Is that better than Westbrook Akine?
I think so.
Guy scored 1 billion touchdowns last year. He scored 9 touchdowns.
I think so. Trey Tucker is like what, 4th in targets, maybe 5th. But you can say the same thing about Westbrook Akine.
Which one do you want?
I like Tucker.
All right, Tucker it is.
Mr. Good Boy.
Nice. Crossface said suck it up with the 2 you have. You don't need a 3rd tight end. So differentiating opinions in there. Jaleel McLaughlin. Buck wants us to take Jaleel McLaughlin.
Yeah.
I don't think we needed another running back.
Buck was in our Discord today spouting a shit ton of propaganda for Jaleel. Oh yeah. He was going to war.
Don't hate it. Who do you prefer? Audric Estime or Jaleel McLaughlin in the last round?
I think Estime.
Yeah, I think I'd be on the other side of that. I think I'd take Jaleel. JJ saying he's going to have too much Dobbins exposure. Can't stop clicking him. That's kind of how I felt about the Leonard Fournette year. I guess the bull case is Dobbins is coming off a better year and is younger than Lenny was for that year post Tampa.
Yeah.
DJ Giddens goes undrafted there. Mason Rudolph, a touching tribute to Nez with a Mason Rudolph in the last round.
Whoa.
The power move by Son of Kong.
18th round QBs used to be actual players.
Yeah, you can still get Sam Darnold. You can still get Aaron Rodgers.
He's a good one.
Yeah.
I would take some shots on Sam Darnold in the 18th if he was going to be there.
Yeah, like our team, we could have passed on Geno We could have taken another tight end there or another running back instead of Justice Hill. And then we could have taken Sam Darnold in the last round to stack with our JSN.
Yeah, we could have.
Food for thought in the future. All right, Nez, you were right. We went over 2 hours, and all is right in the world here. I have not that much time to go get to my tea time, and I got to auto draft some. I got to auto draft some baseball too. A 3-5-8-2 to cap off the week for us. CJ Stroud, Tua, and Gino. Barkley, Hampton, Henderson, Benson, Hill, Higgins, JSN, Waddle, Jacoby, Ibuka, Kirk, Wandale, Mr. Good Boy, Jonnu Smith, and Dalton Schultz. Sucks or fucks, Nez?
Close to sucks, but leaning fucks.
Wow. I like this team a lot more than the one we did the other day. I think this team fucks. I think this team fucks with not all caps locks and not an exclamation point, but a capital F.
Okay.
I like this one.
Okay.
Not bad, eh?
That works.
Jeffrey saying Mason's not as bad as people bill him to be. Rogers' fear is fair to keep him undrafted for now.
He's bad.
He's bad.
He's quite bad.
Oh man. Best Ball Bob, nice to join live. Everybody, nice Memorial Day weekend there. Touch some grass, absolutely. Jump Free gives this $25.5 EV rating. That's pretty good because as soon as you enter the contest and pay the rake, you instantly go down to about $22. So we did have a net positive in this one. Thank you to the Sidekick and the good people at Legendary Upside for ensuring our EV. Nez, tell the people what's coming this evening.
Yeah, got a little bit of a no strip Nez stream coming. Gonna do some 7th stretch contests, drafting, get some of those lobbies filled, take advantage of these ADPs before we get call ups and everything. So that's my plan for tonight. Hopefully can make it at the scheduled time. It might be a little bit later depending on when Baby Mello goes to sleep, but TBD on that.
Perfect. So post Baby Nello going to sleep, it will be no strip Nez fatherly Mellow duties first.
Yes.
Yeah, that was 10:15 Eastern, 7:15 Pacific as it currently stands, but stay locked on to the Discord. Good luck to everyone with the pick'ems. If you did not see them, scroll the F up in the chat. The only time I will ever say that. And check those bad boys out. We got some home run picks in there. And then we started the show off, if you scroll the tape back, with an NBA one for tonight. Enjoy the puck game tonight. Enjoy the NBA game tonight. Hopefully someone finds some success in the 2-day contest there. And then good luck to the pick'ems and the largest baseball main slate we have had all year. Go El Capitan, DJ LeMahieu. Everybody's favorite time of the show. The end. Peace. Thank you, Car Park, for the donation.